Was Mike Gaffney, Potassium Creek. This one was our friend Rob McHale up in Davidson and from his release, Fields, Surrounded Again. General Custer, one of the great fools of all time, which is our shout out to everybody who came over to the Balloon Oak Grill last night. We had a wonderful time, and thank you for straddling the tornado warnings and coming over there. Barry Gray and I will be up with Rob McHale in Davidson first or second week of July doing a thing, so we're looking forward to that.
At one of the wineries down there?
This is the Summit Coffee House.
Oh, fantastic.
And Rob McHale has been running the longest-running songwriter showcase in the whole state of North Carolina up there. I was privileged to do that once before. Looking forward to getting up there finally again.
Excellent.
I think it's like July 8th, but look it up.
I plan to be there because I've never been down that far. I love the Davidson area.
Yeah, it is pretty, and about 2 hours to get there, depending on how fast you drive. We're so excited to have one of our WHUP alumni here, and his friends. And this is Will Baker, Tony Johnson, Andy Allen, the Will and Tony Show. Welcome, guys.
We are just so excited to be here. We got a song just for you guys.
Can you hit that light switch?
And we're going to cut the light on. Hey!
How about that?
Now you can see us.
I see the light.
We'll get started now.
Hey everybody, it's time for the Pass the Hat show. Coming to you live from old downtown Hillsboro. It's Friday night, we're glad to be here, playing live music for all you to hear. Coming through loud and clear where it's at. We're gonna have a ball tonight here on Pass the Hat. It's been a few years since I've been here to Hillsboro town. Glad to see the cup of Joe and Matthew's chocolate still throwing down. The Wooden Nickel's still a great place to eat. Glad the Colonial Inn finally back on its feet. A great day to visit for Andy, Tony, and me. Friday night, Pass the Hat on WHUP. Glad to be here on the air and on the internet. We're going local, live, and worldwide. Man, isn't it great? Having a great time and hope you do too. Hanging out with Kurt and old Bob, so cool. Friday night, baby, it's what we do. Yeah, it's Friday night, Pass the Hat, WHUP. WHUP. Pass the hat, baby. HUP.
That's it.
Will and Tony Show kicking us off in style here on Pass the Hat.
It's big time style there.
That was the best opening we've ever had.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
We want to package that, Bob, and whatever royalties that we need to pay, we'll do it.
Well, there's already bourbon.
Our gift for you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, we got it on recording.
That's right. That's right. We're giving that to you.
So you guys up here from the Crystal Coast?
We are. I am from the town of Cape Carteret, and Tony is from a cul-de-sac unknown. Somewhere. What do you call that area you live in, anyway?
North Harlow.
North Harlow.
North Harlem.
North Harlow, not to be confused with Harlem. And then Andy is from the big head of Mohead, big town of Mohead.
Well, everybody's wears that kind of hairdos down there, I guess.
That's right. It's unkempt. It's very cool.
Beach blown.
Very beach blown. Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
you
quite
drove-
windy the last few days.
Yeah, I'll tell you, has been here too. So you drove up today, or?
We drove up just for this show,
Well,
just to be here and see the great changes that have been made. I haven't been to Hillsboro in almost 5 years now.
well, it's a lively town now, especially on Friday. Friday's a little quiet tonight. Last week was last Friday of every month, and it was teeming with people.
Banging in downtown Hillsboro.
Yeah, traffic still sucks.
Well, Will, you used to work here in Hillsboro, and you
did.
used to have a show here on
I did the
WHUP.
lunch crunch every Monday, and I worked for the town of Hillsboro. And water and sewer, like I say, I used to be number one in the number two business, but not anymore. And what a change. Like I say, it's been several years since I've been back here. And just driving through, it's like the first thing I notice is, well, that's new. Well, that's new. Well, that's different. And just like we're going to go eat lunch, I'm like, well, what big old turd, the wooden nickel's gone. And I'm like, oh, it's moved 2 doors up, And
Yeah,
Matthew's
Wooden Nickel, we
chocolate
won't
jumped across
let
the
them
street.
go anywhere.
Oh, I just love it. There's just great guys.
Oh, yeah.
And just great owners. And I was hoping to take these guys to the West End, but we sort of ran out of time and go.
There's
let 'em
always
see
the
it.
evening.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't built the overpass. We're going to build a giant highway, just like down in Austin,
told
Texas.
them about that.
In Austin, they have like the regular highway, and then they have the big one goes
Yeah,
over
it goes
town.
over to town.
So
I
we'll-
suggested that when I was working here because
Yeah.
that's always been an issue for the town is putting in a bypass. Yeah. And they had 5 choices, and none of them seemed to please anybody. So the DOT just threw their hands up and said, "We all figure it out. We'll come back in 10 or 12 years and see what you got to say."
A
then."
4-mile-long bridge would fix the entire problem.
I think it'd be perfect. Just go over, and that way you can look down on the town of Hillsboro.
You could have it curve around like the Linco Viaduct on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah.
And catch the scenic areas of Hillsboro as you drive over it.
Absolutely. It's a gorgeous town, beautiful, and
Yeah.
the river walk, and I'm sort of just giving them a history of what I did when I worked here, and go over to the mountain and walk that. And
Well, expanding the Riverwalk too. They're doing some sort of construction down there.
Oh yeah, Airmount down at the downstream end. They're putting in some bridges down there to connect in with the Speedway and with Airmount, and there's just all kinds of good things happening.
Well, enough about Hillsboro and more about Will and Tony. And what do you have for us next?
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to do a song we haven't done in a while. It's about my dog Cali. And the reason we hadn't done it for a while, I had to put Cali down last year, and it was a very depressing thing for me. I don't have any children, and so that was our child,
Right.
our dog. We had for 14 some years, and so it was hard. And so I couldn't play this song for a while, and I'm like, okay, it's time to move on and play it. Tony seems to think it's an okay song, so.
I do.
Do you?
It's a lovely song.
Now, don't forget you got to sing on this, so make sure you're.
Okay.
A lot of people don't ever get to see Tony's face because when we play, he's doing the cajon, so he's always looking down. So
Smile for the camera, Tony.
That's right. And I usually stand up, so this is the first time I'm actually looking up at him as we're playing. But anyway, this is a song about my dog called Cali. See if I remember how it goes. Let's tune the guitar. Sorry, guys.
First time it's happened. 6 years of doing this show, nobody has tuned on the air before.
Oh, we'll change everything in your show, man. Hope you're still on the air by the end of the night. How does it start? God, it's terrible having these brain for. She came out of nowhere. She was looking for a home. She was seeking some shelter, a place where she belonged. Cali, you're here. Cali, you're home.
need to run, no need to roam. Cali, now you're home. Rain couldn't stop her, or the thunder and the clouds, from seeking this new life, the one that she knows now. Cali, you're here, Cali, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Cali, now you're home. Cali, you're here, Cali, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Cali, you're here, Cali, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Cali, now you're home. Yes, you're home. Cali, you're home. Yes, you're home.
Nice.
And that was Cali. Thank you.
Thank you, Cali.
Really nice, guys. You are so tight. And so, how long have we been together anyway?
It's over 8 years now.
Yeah, it shows.
And I met Tony while I was still living here, and it's pretty funny how it all works out. So I had a place on Emerald Isle, and so we're going down every weekend, and I'm like, man, I just would love to live here and play music. And so his wife was working at this awesome place called Hericus, and she's like, well, you need him. Hey, my husband plays, all about my husband.
And you
So
go,
finally-
yeah, sure he does.
So you're right. So finally I got to meet him, but he was playing with another guy, and they had another band called the Acoustics at the time. So he was dedicated, and he didn't want to play with me at the moment, which I understand. It's all good. But Steve moved and left, and so we started playing. And so I'm like, man, I'm going to move. So we made the plan. We made the jump. I retired and moved down there. And then as a joke, I ran for mayor and won. So
Don't you hate it when that
be
happens?
careful what you ask for. One vote. And all I can tell people about that experience is be careful who you vote for. You get some guy like me running the show.
Voting
Platform
matters.
was more live music, I guess.
The platform was, hey, the guy's running unopposed, and that's un-American. I am your choice. As stupid as it is, vote for me.
And they did.
They did. They did. And, well, I'm not going to get into politics, but anyway.
And then
It's-
Andy came into the picture.
Andy came in the picture. Andy was playing with another group down there, and it's really odd because I ended up playing drums for a band that I had on the radio show called Big Drink, and their drummer passed away suddenly. And so, like, well, will you play drums? Would you mind coming down? So that's how I actually got my foot in the door in a lot of places to play, was being the drummer for this band. And so then the guy left that band and formed his own band with his wife, and he played bass with them. And so I saw them playing at a place. And, hey, man, why don't you come, jam with us something? So I guess you could say I stole him away from them. Yeah, but he still plays with them occasionally.
Yeah,
And
bass players are notoriously promiscuous like that.
they're hooers.
Just couldn't get rid of him. He invited me one time, and I kept coming back.
He kept coming back. I'm like, well, I guess we'll just add him. So now it's the Will and Tony show, but we put a little E beside the and so it's the Will Andy Tony show.
And
So we didn't have to mess the trademark up too much. So Andy's been with us
almost a little over 2 years.
about 2 years now. And the last year really solid, playing with us. And then we decided, well, we'll just make it official as of January.
He ain't gonna go nowhere.
It's a trio now. So wherever we go, you get all three of us, whether you like it or not. And we love to play, and we're doing a lot of originals here that we don't normally do when we play down at the coast, because Nashville people love to hear cover songs.
Sure.
We do a lot of cover songs, so we're having fun. We are going to do one sort of a cover
You do a bunch of those tight harmonied beach music songs?
We don't do those, and that's something. That's what we do is we set ourselves apart. We go here and whatever other band is playing, we're not doing it.
Good call.
So we do a lot of stuff, Jim Blossoms, things like that you don't hear other bands do, or we'll do songs and bastardize them so much to where what was that? That was Freebird. Yeah.
Well, we want to talk about your songwriting process here in a minute, but mainly we're here to enjoy your fine music. So
Okay.
what do you have for us next?
Well, next we're going to do a song called "Just Like Me." I wrote this about a year and a half ago. I was watching the news, and Ellen DeGeneres was at a ball game, and she was sitting with the former Vice President Bush, and the internet went ballistic. How can you sit next to him? Oh my God, that is just And she's like, "Hey, we can have differences of opinions and still be human beings and be kind to each other and be friends. You know,
Amen.
that's what we're supposed to do." And so I was inspired by that, and I was thinking about that, and I went on the back porch one night, and the moon was rising, and I looked at my neighbor's house, and he's sitting on the back porch, and I'm like, well, he doesn't get to see what I see, the moon rising up over his house. But I don't get to see what he sees, which is the moon setting over mine. We're seeing the same moon, but at different times. So we're just alike. And so the name of the song is called Just Like Me. And let's see if we can remember. You remember what we're doing? You want to tell me about it? Okay, here we go.
I cannot deny the way I used to see the truth. It was all black and white, only one way was right, only one way will do. Then I tried on your shoes, trying to see through your eyes. I found myself looking, found myself feeling the same way inside. Same way inside. I see the sunrise while you see sunset. We both see it shine. We both wasted time. Yes, we both have regrets. We all have emotions, some low and some high. They cloud up your thinking, can make you start drinking. You try not to cry. You try not to cry. Like the world, we keep spinning round in circles, hoping and wishing for some change. But when change comes along, it's not what we want. So we just keep wishing away, wishing away. Cannot deny, I can finally see. Both feel alone, we both see some things. You're just like me. You're just like me. You're just like me. You're just like me. You're just like me.
Nice song. and
Fumbly fingers there. At the
Nice
end.
sentiment.
Very nice. We don't see, Will, all that many Breedlove guitars up here, but we've been here for 6 years and we've seen a few, and that is a particularly nice sounding guitar. How long have you had
this
that?
Guitar.
How long have you had that one?
About 6 years.
Yeah.
It was on sale.
So it's nicely broken in. Breedlove is a wonderful American maker of guitars. They're out there in Bend, Oregon. They have great wood out there
Yes.
in the Pacific Northwest, and some loyal listeners of our show, Russ and Deb Bisson-Kong, their son Colin is global sales manager for Breedlove, and
Get
so
out of town.
I always like to
If you
give
got
them.
any free samples, man, I'm cool.
Well, Russ, my friend, in his living room, of course, has, because his son, in addition to being a sales guy, is a luthier, and they have these bins full of wood that left over from other guitars, and Russ has a number of very cool guitars that were built from this beautiful wood. So that's a really nice guitar.
Awesome. Well, I am still the president of ICE for Rogue Breweries out in Oregon.
Well,
So
I
I've
see
never
how-
lost an election so far. I'm 2 for 2.
see kind of a marriage happening here. And Tony, we've had other cajones, but we've never had that foot pedal there. Tell us, what is that thing?
That's a Meinl. It's an Ofuji Kabasa, which is usually a handheld.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, which is usually handheld and played. And Meinl decided to put it on a pedal.
Well, it was brilliant, because
It
if your
was.
hands are
It's-
otherwise occupied, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and it kind of acts like a hi-hat while we're playing.
Oh,
He
sounds
usually
great.
has
Keeps
like
the
a
guy-
little splash thing.
Yeah, I got a little splash cymbal that I hit. And I'm afraid of the tambourine because I don't want it to be too loud. But
And
he's all about the percussion.
yeah.
And most
and it's
people come
working.
just to see what he's doing. It's like, I don't care about Will. What is he doing? What's that thing?
And Andy, do my eyes deceive me, or is that a Martin bass?
It's a Martin.
Boy, we haven't seen one of those before. Are they rare, or?
No, they're not too rare.
I didn't know Martin made acoustic
He has
basses.
a special order.
Uh-huh.
And he's special. So
And I wanted one, so
So you went up to Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and just stood out there and begged.
I ordered it from a supplier out of Indiana.
Okay.
I had to wait a couple weeks, and they got it from Martin for me.
Sounds really nice, especially with this trio instead of, like electric bass. That thing really sounds good.
Yeah, I don't play it with it. No, when we play live, I play a Music Man electric.
Yeah.
I have a Taylor that I usually use live. 'Cause it's got,
Outstanding Taylor
it's a-
guitar.
The
Dig.
Z, it's a acoustic electric.
Yep.
Got the
T5Z.
expression.
It's nice. It's
system.
expensive, but it's worth it. It's
Oh, the
really nice.
T5 is kind of a hybrid.
It
isn't
is.
Yeah. Very
It
cool.
is. It's got a great sound to it, but when the battery dies, it goes out, and it's like
Yeah, you got to
one
replace
thing
the
I hate about it.
You got to replace your battery probably every month or two. I mean, they're cheap. Just go and
They
replace
are.
them.
They
So
are. I'm too cheap, and sometimes I try to get that last show out of you.
And this cajon is made right here in North Carolina.
is that right?
No kidding.
This is in Mooresville, North Carolina, from
It's electric.
Cobb Bonham.
It's
Bonham
it's
Cones?
electric.
It's not.
Yeah, well,
it
it's
just
got
has
a thing he
mic-
plugs in the
microphones in
background.
it.
Oh, there is really?
Yeah, I have
No kidding.
It's special.
Well, this is one special band, everybody here, and
It's
we
sounding
are
good too.
just enjoying our time tremendously.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, we have we do a little thing at the turn of the hour, but we got time between now and then, and so whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
Well, I'd like to do. You feel like singing? Bittersweet. This
Sure.
is it's a take on a song by Big Head Todd. The reason we want to do this is we have a guy who, when Tony and I first started playing, his name's Rick Hatzel. And Rick Hatzel was at every one of our shows, and it's like, who is this guy? And so he really loved this song, and so do y'all do that song? So we play it for him, and he just passed away this past year, and so we always like to do this just to honor him because he was a
Dedicated.
great supporter, of our band and of live music in that area. And when he died, his brother asked me if I'd do his funeral for him. Man, what do you? And so I did. But we didn't have a funeral; we had a concert. So
Nice.
I contacted the funeral home, and I'm like, look, here's what I want to do. I'm going to have all the bands that he liked come in and play his favorite songs. And that's what we did. And Tony and I did this song, Bittersweet. So we'd like to do it and dedicate it tonight to Rick Hatzel. If you're ready, sir. All right, we're doing the fast version.
light looks through her bedroom window. She dances and I dream she's not so far as she seems. Brighter meadows, melting sunsets, her hair blowing in the breeze. She can't see me watching. Oh, and I'm thinking, love, 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 love. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. Said I'm older now. I work in the city. We live together, but it's different than my dream. Morning light fills the room. I rise. She pretends she's sleeping. Are we everything we wanted? Oh, but I'm still thinking, love, 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 love. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. I said I know we don't talk about it. We don't tell each other all the little things we need. We work our way around each other as we tremble and we, as we tremble and we bleed, as we tremble and we, as we tremble and we bleed. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender.
Another great song from the Will and D. Tony Show.
How's she, Rick Hassel?
Now, Andy, over the next year or two, you need to get your manager to lobby to increase the size of that E. They said it's just,
Just fortunate.
and turn it into a Y.
Well, now
you
we
know.
thought about the Y.
We did. That's what
But
my first
then-
design was.
But then the title of the group becomes the Will and Why Tony show.
No,
It's
no.
like, why Tony?
Why
You don't
Tony?
need him. We got him.
I guess the E would be good. If they don't increase the font size, how about an accent on it? A little something. Well, everybody, we've been enjoying this first half an hour tremendously, and we are so fortunate for our second half an hour of Pass the Hat to have another wonderful sponsor, Bob.
Look at that. It is about that time, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I've been stalling because somebody's tardy to the studio.
Well, we did give a, Will did early on, as in his return to Mecca, it's return to Hillsborough, same thing.
Same thing, basically.
It's his pilgrimage back home. It's gave a shout out to our sponsor for our second hour, who is?
Support for Pass the Hat for this hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina. The finest handcrafted, handmade chocolates you can find anywhere. Get over there and get some. All the big chocolate holidays are behind us now. New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, Christmas, all of that stuff. So we got graduation and Mother's Day coming up. So you guys,
Well,
if you
we
need your
have
chocolate,
we have
get in there
Easter.
and get some now.
I need my Easter chocolate.
I'm just saying every holiday seems to be a chocolate holiday, and Matthew gets slammed and he gets running out of chocolate.
Yep.
So you may get over there and there might not be much in the case. So you got to plan ahead. Get over there and get your chocolate because that stuff is just amazingly fantastic. Not only is it does he layer on all kinds of wonderful flavors together, but everything is super artistically created, so it looks great and it tastes great. And it is right about this time in each week's show where our guest is holding up the 1 pound chocolate bar that Matthew has freshly delivered directly from the kitchen over there at 104 North Churton Street. But occasionally he gets a little bit slammed and he's a little bit late, so he's not here yet. But rest assured, you guys have your 1 pound chocolate bar coming to you.
If not, I know where he's at now. I will go take
You can just it's a 2-minute walk. You can walk over there and say where the heck's my chocolate bar.
So, Will, we wanted to talk about songwriting, and are you the primary songwriter of the
Yes.
group?
Yes.
And how long have you been doing this? And what possessed you in the world to think you could write a song?
Good question. Well, it started when I got my first guitar, and I didn't know how to play, so I'd watch TV and try to learn from Roy Clark and things like that.
Well,
That's a tough
Central-
study.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Roy could tear it up.
So my mother passed away when I was 13, and so for a few years there it was like just death, destruction, mayhem, whatever.
Sure.
And so we moved to Jamestown, and when we did, we moved right at the end of school year, so I didn't know a soul. And so I had this little 3-string guitar, and I just pretty much was learning how to play that and writing stuff. Wow, just trying to how I feel and things like that. And then as it went on through high school, started writing more, and then it was a good expression for me because I've always been a loner in a lot of ways, and I figured, well, I'll just talk to myself and I'll write it down and sing to myself.
Well, these are wonderful songs, and I'm curious. And we've sort of seen the inspiration for some of them. Your neighbor, and things like that, and your dog, and
Cali.
So you usually draw from your personal experience.
And then sometimes I'll have like an idea in my head, a melody, and it's like, I don't have anything to sing about. You have droughts. And so the next song we'll do is one of those things to where it's like, what do I want to sing about? So I literally got a dictionary out and just did this, and the word June came up. And I'm like, June? Oh, God, what is I sing? June Carter Cash. So I thought, I'm going to write a song about June Carter Cash, but what do I sing? So I started looking up, and so I made a song out of all her song titles.
Huh.
So I took all her song titles and arranged them to make a song.
That's very cool. So
right.
you say we're about to hear that one?
That'll be the next one we do.
I got more things to ask
Sure,
about
sure,
this,
right.
being a songwriter myself, but since we've segued already, let's hear that thing.
This is one we haven't played together, so it may sound a little sketchy, but...
Could you help me make it through the night? It's a loving gift I crave. She loved the long-legged guitar-playing man. Old-time feelings make her sway, make her sway. There's no need to worry, Johnny used to say. Takes one to know one anyway. By the far banks of Jordan she would see a brand new dance style for today, for today. June, I love you, always want you here with me, I do. Yes, I do. June, I love you, hear this kneeling drunkard's plea. Ah, help me now, please, June. There's a ring of fire around this pine tree. The wind changes just like you. Keep on the sunny side, it looks good on you. Ain't good in love now with June. June, I love you, always want you here with me, I do. Yes, I do. June, I love you, please hear this kneeling drunkard's plea. Ah, help me now, please, June. Could you help me make it through the night? It's the loving gift I crave. Show the long-legged guitar-playing man. Old-time feelings make her sway, make her sway, make her sway, make her sway, make her sway. I saw Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. You the man. Now I'll hold it up.
Oh, the close-up. Oh, the zoom.
I was telling the guys Friday.
The ingredients.
Friday was always, and it's a guitar in it, was where that was my thing, was I would always go to Matthew's and get chocolate to take home to the wife. And he had this thing called bark, which I really love.
Oh, yeah, he's got many different flavors of bark.
Barks are made in the little Buddhas.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
You gotta rub the Buddha, baby. You gotta rub the Buddha.
Oh, you got to bite that Buddha in half.
Gotta boot that baby. So he is the chocolatier extraordinaire.
Yeah, he is.
Well, so Tony, read us a little
Yes,
bit of the
please.
ingredients, if you
The
could.
ingredients: dark chocolate with hazelnuts and milk chocolate chips. Enjoy.
Woo!
It's going to be good.
Oh my God.
There's a microphone
Oh my God.
and an M for that.
Yeah, it's the whoopaphone.
It's the whoopaphone.
It's amazing.
It resembles the microphone that Will helped mount on the front of this building.
You know, I tell you what, when Bob came to me, not you, Bob, the other Bob,
Obi, we call him Obi.
Obi, and he does the morning news. What is it called?
3D News.
Yeah, 3D News. I love it. And so he's like, well, I'm going to do a radio station. I said, well, where? Here in this town. And so I met him out. We're going to put the antenna out on the town's water tower. And so there again, I just sort of helped get that done. I don't want to take any credit. But so we went up there, got everything ready to go. And he goes, well, we're going to be doing some, shows and stuff. And he goes, you got a good voice. Maybe you should do. I said, I'd love to do a show. So it'd be awesome, so I can put on my real official, but no, I just, all natural as can be. And he goes, well, if you got a great idea for a show, so he's very professional. He just won't anybody, rolling up in here. So
Unlike us.
exactly. But
No, wait, don't you remember the scrutiny we were subjected to?
We were subjected to scrutiny, weren't we?
Well, don't feel bad. I was the same way. He was like, he made me feel about that tall. On
No, that's the
certain
way
few
it should
occasions.
be. And everybody, we have dozens and dozens of fine shows
Yes.
curated by Bob Burtman and bringing you the best of independent radio.
I cannot express how awesome this is. I mean, like you say, this is out in the world. I've sold some of my music in Norway because people from Norway were listening to the show.
There is no other station like this that has the kind of impact and the kind of footprint that WHUP has. We're very proud of it.
Yep.
But Kirk was going to ask you some songwriting questions.
Well,
right?
I do. So we had that song based on June Carter,
Right.
and you kind of had a formula there and things to draw on, and I was curious of whether that made it easier or was it more difficult that you have all these pieces lying around as opposed to having something just coming from your experience from scratch.
It was harder in the fact that I had to, like you say, it's all about meter, but also trying to put a story together at the same point. So I'm looking up all her song titles. I had no idea the woman had such a catalog.
Yeah.
And then some of the song, some of these just they spoke to me. The song titles. I'm like, well, I got to use this one. And how can I make this go and move around and flow, because it's all about flow as well. So I thought it worked out pretty good. For what it turned out to be.
No, it was great. Well, as opposed to that one where you at least had the pieces there when you're developing a song from scratch, does it come out all at once beautifully, or is there you have to go through some revisions and iterations,
Yes.
or how's that where the revision process work for you?
Sometimes I'll be like when I worked here, I would be walking or something, just trying to clear my head, and something will come in my head, like a sentence or a saying or something, and I would write that down. Or I always kept the guitar at my office as well, so I'd go back and just do a rough little play, and then I'd go home and refine it, and then finally a song come out. And sometimes it would be years. I'd go back to it and like, oh, well, now I remember that, but I look at it differently.
It helps to step away and go back fresh?
Yes, it does. And I have probably, good Lord, hundreds of them.
I have a question. We've been talking for 10 minutes now. Can we hear some more music?
Absolutely. We can do one more.
And
10
then
minutes. So time went by fast.
then we will talk some more.
All right. Okay, so this is a song that I wrote about Hurricane Florence. I'm sorry, a little bit talking to about the song, but it's song related, so how's that? So this song is about, I had just did an addition on my house. I had just got it where this is my home now. This is my home. And then hurricane flow, and it's going to be a Category 5 blow, and my wife and dog are, most important. She didn't want to stay. And it was hard for me to pull out that driveway. I told them, I said, when I left my house here out in snow camp, I never looked back. Mm-hmm. But this was hard. This was hard. And so we came here, and then my neighbor sent me a picture and a tree down on my house. Mm. The storm was still brewing. I looked at my wife and said, I'm going back. You stay here, I'm going back. I said, because if that's water getting in the house, I got to know. It took me 8 hours to get back home. I had to go literally almost up through Virginia and come back through Vanceboro.
To get open roads.
Yep.
And sometimes they don't let you in. Sometimes they got them blocked off, right?
That's exactly right. As soon as I went through Vanceboro, it wasn't 15 minutes later, they closed that road.
Oof.
Timing was everything.
Yeah.
And then it was a week later before anybody could get in or out. So, we're down there, you couldn't get gas, you couldn't get food, you couldn't get anything. And so my Neiman, I took all, before I left, I stopped by my brother-in-law's house, grabbed a bunch of chainsaws. I said, let's start working. So we got the tree off my house, got trees down, just started going down the road and helping the neighbors out. But it was just, it would not stop raining. Mm-hmm. It would not stop raining. The wind was not stop blowing. So I wrote the song, and I got sort of caught up in here again, the songwriting process, what the title's going to be and what does it need to be for the chorus. And I said, Andy, let me play this for you. And what's the first thing that comes to your mind then about the storm? He goes, Waiting in the Wind. We were waiting in the wind. So the name of the song is Waiting in the Wind. I don't need this, but in case you do,
I don't.
Oh, wait a minute. 2's the magic number. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
The magic capo. Now we'll see. We'll make sure we're still tuned for your audible well-being. That sound right? We in the right place?
It was a long way back home on a different road. I had to see if I could get around the mess left by flow. Oh no, it's not the same old thing like happened yesterday. She's not gonna leave lightly. I feel your feelings fade. I hold my breath and wonder, she be the one to seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind. She came at us so hard. She drove the sea into the land. She made sure that all those that stayed felt her till the bitter end. Lord knows it's not the same old thing like happened yesterday. She's not gonna leave lightly. I feel your feelings fade. Hold my breath and wonder. She be the one to seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind. Hold my breath and wonder. She be the one to seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind. Waiting in the wind.
Will and Tony Show live here on Pass the Hat. Will, we've talked a little bit about your songwriting inspirations and a little bit about the process, but we haven't really gotten too deep into what happens once you have the idea for a song, because you're here with more than just you. And
That's correct.
what happens when you bring that song to the band?
Well, I look at Andy and I'm like, give me some bass. So I like to do my musical band like I did my employees here in Hillsboro. Is you guys are good at what you do, go do it. And so musically, it's like I may have an idea for something, but like with what you heard with what he did with the bass, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. And Tony, it's like just let Tony free, free Tony up, and he does what he does to add to this and the harmonies, which comes about. So I write it, and then I have my ideas, and then I bring these guys in with the new stuff, and try to make it a little more unique.
Do you find often that your idea going in is different than the end product that comes out?
A lot of times it is, especially when I first write it or I first record it, and then like I say, I'll go back and I'm like, you may feel differently at the same time, or you may think about a different chord or something you want to throw in there, and it's all evolving. And I'm going back now and looking at a lot of the older songs I wrote, and I'm like, well, I forgot I wrote that, but I want to do something different with it, sort of update it and make it more better.
More better.
Yeah, more better. I like using good English.
So are there recordings available that people can get a hold of?
Yes, I've got my new stuff is on any of your digital music outlets. It's Will Baker, though. It's all under me, my name, Will Baker. You'll see a picture of my dog on the covers, Cali.
All of the main streaming services, the iTunes, and
all the mainstream, Amazon.com, whatever. You got to find me though, because I'm not rich and famous and have all the production stuff behind me. So you have to look for me. So when you look at Will Baker, it'll bring up 50 million of us. But look for the dog. When you see, what a cute dog, I bet that's Will. Yeah.
Listen to that music. Listen to the cute dog music, y'all.
Listen to the cute dog music. Exactly.
Is that very dog on your shirt?
It looks a lot like her. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, we're running out of time real fast, and I'm digging this music. Can you play us some more?
All right.
You can say no and just keep talking if you want to, but I'm all about the music.
Okay. Well, we are too. I just, there's some of the stuff, like I say, these guys, so I'm throwing, and I do this when we play live. It's like we'll be sitting there and somebody will ask me if I know somebody. I'm like, no, but I can make something up that's completely different than that, and it'll sound just like it. Trust me. And I'll look at it and I say, Andy and A, and I'll just start off. So I challenge these guys a lot when we play, and we write songs a lot. So if it's your birthday and you come to hear us, we'll write a birthday song about you. And
By the way, Gary Edmiston says, play a song in A.
play a song in it.
Yes, he does.
Gary Edmiston. Gary Edmiston is a bass player from down in the borough of Swans.
Sketchy.
He's very sketchy. He's one of them.
Well, he's a bass player.
He's a bass player and he's a harmonica player, so he sucks and blows at the same time.
Harsh.
And he plays with us occasionally, so he's one of those bass hooers, and he welcomes himself. So anyway, I'm getting the finger. We need to play or shut up, right? This is one in A. This is a true story, not about me, but about a friend of mine. It's called Sweet Misery. And, just hang in there. I don't think you've ever played this one.
She's got a smile, it'll cost you the morning. She's always in style, she lives it off of the moments. Loves the glitter and the glamour now. Yeah, she's gonna go real far, 'cause nothing really seems to matter. She drives a real fine car. Well, now the boy sees the girl of his dreams. He's no idea what his fate's gonna be. For sweet misery, oh, catalog of dreams. Well, take a look at that poor boy. Work is your life away. Can't afford none of her habits. He tries to keep up anyway. Yeah, he thinks it's found a true love. He thinks about her all the time. All it'll leave him broken until he spends his last dime. Well, now the boy just don't stand a chance. He was in debt to her from the first glance. So sweet misery. Oh, catalog of dreams, baby. The story, oh, she left it flat and broke. But what the hell could you expect now from a woman so cold? Now he's gotta stop and think about what the girl done went and done to him. Could never really afford her till he spent his last dime. Yeah, well now it all comes from without a doubt. After all, he's better without sweet misery. Ah, misery a dream, baby. Talking about that sweet old misery. Ah, misery for you and me. Yeah, now.
Will and Tony Show live here on Pass the Hat. You can find out more at The Will and Tony Show on Facebook. Get out to all the streaming services and look up the cute dog pictures.
That's right.
When you look up Will Baker, and that is more Will and Tony Show music. Y'all, we've got 6.5, 7 more minutes for you to be playing music if you want to play some more music.
All right.
Or tell us a
Anything you guys
funny
wanna
story.
Boss man.
I'm the boss man.
You the boss.
Yeah, throw it all on me. Okay, I'll tell you what. This is one we haven't done as well, called "Come On Home." And this is a song I wrote about being on the boat, on the water. So it's very, very seafaring, shall we say. I love to be out on the boat and I love to be out on the water. That's another reason why I moved down there. I love the fish.
Mm-hmm.
My wife doesn't get it. I took her out with me once, and I troll a lot. So I go out and just troll them down the right offshore. This is what you do. You just ride a circle.
Just sit here.
Just ride a circle. Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much what she does when the kiln is doing its thing to the pottery, right?
That's right. Well, she likes to go sit on the beach and do nothing.
Same thing.
It's the same thing. I'm just killing fuel, but sometimes a fish will jump in the boat.
You might get some fish out of it.
And we'll have dinner. That's right. But that was one of the deals when we moved down. My wife's a potter. Tried by Fire Pottery. Throw a little plug for her. But she does awesome pottery. And that was a deal. Moved down there. I had to buy her a new kiln.
Good call.
So she's staying very busy. She works at a place called Carolina Home and Garden, and they have some awesome stuff down there. And she's got her pottery there. She makes the mugs for them.
Nice.
So if you go to Carolina Home and Garden, and we play there too. It's a beautiful venue. If you come down to the Crystal Coast, you come see me. I'll hook you up, man.
I will come and see you.
I'll take you some places. Absolutely. But anyway, this is called "Come On Home." Let's start again, shall we?
Headed out onto the water. The weather can change there mighty fast. The thunder sounds just like a cannon, a big old shot like a breaking glass. Sometimes the fish, they are a-biting. Most times it seems they won't. Go back until we're loaded. Costs too much money to sit and float. If I ever get back to dry land, if I ever see your smiling face, when I call you, will you answer? Just come back home. On home. It's so pretty out on the ocean. Sun breaks through like clouds and rays. I saw a dolphin jump beside me. I wonder how it feels to ride the waves. And then there's all this time just thinking, all this time just spent alone. What's the use in all the splendor, knowing there to share it when you get home? If I ever get back to dry land, if I ever see your smiling face, when I call you, will you answer? Just come back home. On home. Are you waiting? Are you home? Are you there now, baby, baby? Are you alone? Are you waiting for me by the phone? Are you there now, baby, baby? Are you at home? I feel it's time to weigh my anchor, throttle it up, start to plane. Squall coming up right now behind me. Wind from the shore calling my name. If I ever get back to dry land, if I ever see your smiling face, when I call you, will you answer? You tell me, just come back home. Back home. Yeah, come on home. Come back home. Come on home.
Andy, Tony, and Will, the Will and Tony Show. And Nancy Hatzel says she can't believe you can play Sitting Still. So
It's hard. So hard, Nancy.
yay for wowing the crowd by sitting still, Will.
Just the little things in life. It's successful.
Y'all get out and learn more at Facebook at The Will and Tony Show. Get out to all the streaming services and find the fine music and catch them down at the Crystal Coast as they are going to be playing at all the places.
We're everywhere. We're at the Boat Sound Distillery tomorrow night.
And now, y'all watching the live stream, we're going to kill it here in just a moment. But don't go away because the next half hour, the last half hour of the show, we're playing the playlist that these guys brought in. Hey, Kirk, that microphone's on. It's not anymore.
Good help these days, isn't it, Bob? Yeah.
Where was I? Don't go away. You can hear the live stream of the last half hour of the show at WHUPFM.org, or you can find us on the TuneIn app at Pass the Hat. So y'all, wave goodbye to the live stream.
Got lots of locals. Support local music.